Run, river, run, run through the hills. Run, river, run to the sea. Run, river, run to your place beneath the sun. Run, river, run over me.
Hi, this is Jan Lewis. Welcome to be my guest today. We have from Worcester, we have a children's author, but she's done other books as well. Carolinda Goodman. Welcome, Carolinda.
Thank you so much.
She had such a bad trip over here today. To guess everything from school buses to, what was it, an accident?
There were a couple ambulances, a lot of traffic, and then a police car sitting on the side. So two cars in front of me decided to go below the speed limit. As I'm looking at my GPS saying, you're going to get there at 3:01, you're going to get there at 3:04, you're going to get there at 3:07.
Yeah. That's good. She made it here, and that's the most important thing, no accident. She has written this really cute, this is her first children's book, called Once in a Full Moon. This is right up my alley. Who designed, do you have illustrated by Maria Luzina?
Maria Luzina, yes, she's a
How did you
young
find
woman.
her? She's great.
Referral by one of my sons.
Yeah.
Told me about this, I guess, agency, and I contacted her, and I just love her work.
Yeah.
So colorful. I wanted someone colorful. We live in New England,
Yeah.
which is beautiful in the spring, summer, and fall, but in the winter it's sort of two-tone.
Yeah.
White, which turns black, and gray.
Yeah.
So I wanted something very colorful.
This is, I love I was born in August, so that's the sturgeon moon.
Mm-hmm.
This tells you the not astrological, the
Astronomical.
astronomical names of each moon.
Well, actually, they're more folk names.
Yeah.
Folk names for the full moons.
Folk-
Many from the Native Americans,
Yeah.
and some from colonial America. Quite often, the full moon has other names, but
Yeah.
I chose one for each of the ones in the book.
We are now, she says, December days are very short. It's time for lots of winter sport. So this month's name you'll likely guess. Did you say cold moon? I'll bet yes. If you have a young one in the family who is fascinated by looking out into the skies and seeing the moon, I'm one of them, this will help them learn what the folklore is behind each moon placement. What got you interested in this? Go for it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what, quite often I've heard authors say that what they do is magic.
Yeah.
Ideas come to them. This came to me in one full piece. Just came to me.
It just came to you.
I don't know why. I mean, I do love the sky. I love being outside. I love looking at the stars, the constellations.
Yeah.
I have no idea how this happened. It just came out.
It just happened.
And that doesn't happen with everything else.
That's quite a book, because I don't think we've had any that describe the moon phases. Any author come on with a book that does such a great job with the different moon phases, from January to December. What month were you born?
June.
And that is the
Strawberry moon.
strawberry moon. And July is called the buck moon. The sturgeon is a fish. That's mine.
Well, that's great. That's when the Native Americans would fish and start stocking their larders for the winter. I mean, it may be August,
Yeah.
but that's when they would come in greatest numbers. So they would start. So August, September is the harvest moon, right?
Yeah.
Start harvesting, and then right after that, what's in October?
The Halloween, what do you call it? What's the name of it? I can't think of it. All right, look it up. Let's see. Halloween. Okay, gotta go back this way. Okay. Now.
The
I
hunter's
would think the
moon.
one is
the hunter's moon.
The
hunter's moon. And
October.
why? It's the full moon after the harvest moon, and it's really important because the moon is full at that time, and the harvest moon helps the farmers to continue working into the evening with the full moon and finish up their harvest. And hunter's moon, the hunters can go out and continue hunting to make sure that they have enough food for the winter.
Okay. What actually? Like I said, we haven't seen one over here like this describing the moons. I have a little grandson who is fascinated with space, or geology, anything like that. So I think I will be sharing mine with him. Definitely.
How old is he?
He is 8. How old would you say the general age would be?
Well, it's interesting. I originally thought it was 3 to 5, 3 to 6.
Yeah.
And the little ones do like having it read to them. But when they start learning to read at around 5,
Yeah.
they like to practice reading. And so 5 and 6 and 7, I've been getting little letters, notes from readers telling me that they like the book, they like practicing their reading. And then they read to their younger siblings if they have younger siblings.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is fun.
I know that when my son was in elementary school, they had something called I Can Read, the I Can Read program, and parents could volunteer to come in, sit out in the hall, and the teacher would send out each little student, first grade, and these would be those tiny little books, and they would read to me, and then I could check off that they read or whatever. This would be perfect. This would have been great with the kids. Have you approached the schools?
Actually, a school system down in West Virginia bought hundreds of them for their one school, one book program. Everybody in the school reads the same book, and they bought several hundred, which was great.
How did they hear about you?
I don't know, but I've been posting a lot on Facebook, and people share. It's funny. People are from all over the country.
Yeah, and once you're going to be on YouTube as well as locally, so they're going to know you all over the lot. So that's
I hope so.
But yeah, that's really good. Now, you're from the western part of the state, as am I. You were from Pittsfield, and I was from Wilbraham. Wilbraham Academy, is that what you were saying, that the fellow that you knew was from Wilbraham?
He was from Wilbraham, and I don't think he went to the academy. I think he went to the public high school.
Oh, yeah, that's where I went, Minnetonka. Yep, that's where I went too. So you lived there. What did you do before you became a writer?
I got my PhD in industrial and organizational psychology.
Wow.
And decided I really didn't like working in industry, so I started doing work in nonprofit organizations. And I was teaching as well, adjunct teaching at various colleges. Nonprofits couldn't pay me, and they were always looking for grants, and it was very stressful. So then I decided.
It's okay. It's too small. It's low. Do it. Phone's ringing, but don't pay attention to it.
Then I decided that I didn't want to just waste all the research skills I had gotten in graduate school. So I went on to do a postdoctoral fellowship at Northeastern in criminology.
Oh wow! You said criminology.
Yeah, and that was fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. But after a while, it became too violent for me. I was doing a project on violent extremists, and although the ones I was interviewing were ones who had turned their lives around, but the stories they told me about the things they had done, assassinations, bashing people's heads in with shovels, I just reached a wall, and I said, I can't do that anymore. I need something happier. And I'd always loved writing. I'd been writing since junior high school.
Oh, so the junior high you'd already started writing.
Did
your teacher know about it?
The reason I started writing was that all my friends, we were all going to try out for the school newspaper in junior high school. Now, I guess it's all middle school. Back then there was junior high school. And my friends were all trying out to be art directors. And I can't draw.
I majored in art. Okay,
I can't draw. I mean, give me a ruler and my thumb will get in the way. So straight line is like that.
So I bet you're good at math?
I was good at math,
but I stunk at math. Okay.
But, so I said, everybody was trying. I said, okay, I'll try out, and I wrote a story. And don't you know, I got into the newspaper. So then after that, and then in high school I was in the newspaper. In college I was in the newspaper. I actually wanted to major in photojournalism in college, but the counselors all said, no, go liberal arts, don't narrow yourself too much. But
wow. You're kind of a talent, all kinds of things.
Well, then in graduate school, the first draft, I think, with my master's thesis, my advisor wrote in the margins, take your personality out of this writing. It has to be scientific writing. And I realized, I should have realized at the time, maybe I've chosen incorrectly. Maybe I should just have gone straight with the journalism. So, but I do write for newspapers now. And
you do? Which ones are you writing for?
I write for the Worcester Telegram. I write for the Jewish Press. I've written for Berkshire Magazine.
Great.
Years ago I wrote for
What
Worcester
about the
Living.
Springfield Republican?
Never wrote for the Republican.
They're pretty big out that way.
I know that paper. We used to get it in the morning.
Get yourself in there. Why not?
The
Metro West, we've got the Metro West Daily News out
Mhm.
here. What'd you think of Tatnuck when you went?
I used to go to Tappan Bookseller when it was in Worcester.
Yeah.
It's huge. The one in Westboro is huge.
Oh, I know.
It's lovely, lovely.
When you were there, were you in the big room and gave a presentation, or did you sit out front?
I was in that room in the back.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it was such a gorgeous day, and this has happened twice already. It was such a gorgeous day that there was nobody in the store. Remember, we had rain and
Yes.
horrible heat all summer long.
Yeah.
So when the weather's good, people want to be outside.
I know a lot of beginning authors prefer to sit like up front. And I said, that's okay, but if you really want to give a presentation, like you were hoping to do, but don't give up on that. Don't give up on that. Because that room, I've given presentations there, and it's a good room. It's a good meeting room. What did they do for signage? I know for myself, and I've told my authors, it's good that they have a little something that talks about it, or a squib in an email about your coming. I made myself a great big poster and put it up on an easel. You couldn't miss it. It was like one at the front and one by that room. Yeah.
Yeah, they had some very nice posters. I
Yeah,
have a good
yeah,
photograph
it's-
from the Telegram.
So we've been talking with Carolinda Goodman, and she has written her first children's book. We'll talk about the others in a minute. Once in a Full Moon. Carolinda, how can they get a hold of your book?
They can go to their local bookstore, which would be lovely. They can get it on barnesandnoble.com. They can get it on amazon.com. Or if they come to my website, they can get an autographed copy with free shipping, and that is at carolgoodmankaufman.com.
Now, we were talking about the fact that this is the first children's book you've written, but
Right.
not the first book. Well, tell us about the other books.
Well, my first book was called Sins of Omission. It was about domestic violence and how community reacts to it, how clergy, communal leaders respond to the problem in their communities, or do they respond?
Right.
Then I contributed other things about, mostly academic stuff. One about youth violence in schools. As I said, I had worked on a project on violent extremism.
Mm-hmm.
What other ones were for family education books.
Yeah.
I mean, just different things, essays.
Yeah.
And I've been writing. Those are the only books, though. I am working on other things now.
Oh, what are you doing now? What's coming up?
Actually, it's sort of ironic that my favorite type of reading from childhood on has always been mysteries. The Happy Hollisters,
Yeah.
Nancy Drew,
What
Agatha
about,
Christie.
Did you grow up with Thornton Burgess's? Oh God, what was it called?
that
the Mother West Wind books. My mother
No.
used to read it to me.
No, never heard of those, actually.
Yeah, it was. They had Jimmy, the Grandfather Frog, Jimmy the Skunk. My mother would be each animal.
Oh,
She
that's
was-
cute.
Yeah.
That's
Oh yeah.
talent.
Were you exposed to books early on too?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
My mother was a really big reader,
Yeah.
and I had my own library card. We had a wonderful library in Pittsfield, Berkshire Athenaeum, and the children's room was upstairs, and they had these hassocks there that I always thought were tuffets.
Yeah.
Little Miss Muffet.
Yeah.
I wanted to go sit in my tuffet, and great books. I would take
Yeah.
a lot of books. My first mystery was Happy Hollisters, and I bought my first book at the library sale there. It was a Nancy Drew.
I
And from
remember
then
that.
on, I've loved mysteries.
Oh,
So
yeah.
the book I'm currently in revision on is a murder mystery.
It's a murder mystery.
Yes.
That's right up my alley. I love that stuff. Do you like Robert Parker?
Oh, yes.
God, he's good. He's simple to the point, and you don't have a lot of characters.
Well, Robert Parker's books were used when he was alive, and I assume they're still using them,
Yep.
for teaching immigrants English, because they are written in very simple
Yes.
language. which
And
is
he
terrific.
passed away too young,
Yeah.
a number of years ago. And there's a man named Ace Atkins who's been taking over, and actually he writes in Parker's style, and he's got it the way Spencer would be saying it. He does it. So, okay, this is a murder mystery coming up. We're talking with Carolinda, or what was I say, Carolinda Goodman. Now we've got a murder mystery coming up. When will that be out?
Oh, I don't know. Right now it's in revision.
Yeah.
The publisher has expressed interest and said if I make revisions, they'll look at it. Yeah.
Okay.
They said I write well,
Yep.
but things have to be moved around. Well, and I just finished the first round of that this morning.
Oh, that's
So
good.
I'm hoping within a couple of weeks I'll have it all
You gotta let us
Perfect.
know, you know. Let us know, we'll get you back on
Oh,
again.
you won't need a telephone. You'll hear me screaming. You'll hear me screaming.
That would be fantastic. So you self-published this.
I did.
You did. Now you said for the next book you have a publisher.
Right. I did. All my other ones I've had publishers, but with this one, I just decided I'm not getting any younger. Do I really want to wait around for an agent? I had an agent at one point.
You got it.
And it just.
I know it.
What am I waiting for?
I know. I tell.
I could be gone tomorrow.
It doesn't matter to me, you know, when people come in and authors and they said, well, I've self-published it, is that okay? I'm like, yes, it's very okay, because you didn't have to wait to be either turned down or, gosh, for months. You're doing it yourself. The main thing is you're getting it out there for people to see. Not just online, that's cool too, but not just that. People want to meet you. They want to see the author.
Well, it's been a lot of fun. I've been to
Yeah.
a bunch of bookstores, and
Yeah.
I have something coming up at the Berkshire Museum.
Yeah.
And that would be a lot of fun. They have a special exhibit now, which is really exciting, all about the moon.
Oh.
And they have a 10-foot diameter, 3-dimensional moon produced by an artist.
Yeah.
And everything in the exhibit is all about the moon. So,
Wow.
so reading this book
At
will
the
be part of it. The Berkshire Museum in Pittsfield.
So how did they find you? This would be perfect for that. That is.
Oh, because the Berkshire Eagle did a profile when the book came out.
Aha. So you'll be there at the Berkshire. When are you going to be there?
Saturday, January 8th.
Saturday, January 8th. Berkshire Museum. What town is that in?
That's in Pittsfield.
In Pittsfield.
Right in the center of town.
Okay. Do they do all astronomical displays, or is other things as well?
This is a special show
Yeah.
about the moon, and it just opened. So
Oh, it just opened.
I'm
No wonder I hadn't heard about it. That's great that you're going to be there.
very excited about
Where
it.
else are you coming up?
In Lenox, I'll be in the Lenox Library. I have some tentative dates with other libraries around. We're just waiting to get the approval to
Yep.
open up. And
That's really good. Do you ever go to the cafes? Sometimes, I know another one. Before I forget. Senior centers. And I had an author say to me, why would I do that? I said, because they have grandchildren.
That's a great idea. That's a great
That's
idea.
one of the places I send the authors. I said, go to as many senior centers as you can, because they do care and they have grandchildren. Perfect. Once in a full moon, grandparents say, oh yeah, I know little Johnny or Jimmy would love that, or little Kate or whatever. Oh yeah, definitely.
One of the things about ordering it from my website is that I will inscribe the book to whomever
Yep.
the person wants.
So now this is your first children's book. Do you think there'll be more? You're good at it. You're
Yeah.
good.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
I'm working on a couple others, yes.
Besides the mystery you're doing,
Yeah.
you've got a couple coming up.
That's a little ADHD, maybe. I need
Just
to have
talented,
other
yeah.
projects. I don't know about that, but I like having other projects.
Multi. You're like I am. Yeah, I got like this one here, this one there. Then I have to say, okay, let's focus. Focus on which one you really, really got to get done or want to get done.
Well, it depends on where my head is on
Yeah.
a particular day.
Yeah.
It's been involved with the mystery because I know I have to do that.
Yeah.
But I also have a meeting. I'm in 2 writing groups,
Yeah.
one for the mysteries and one for children's writing. And I know that I have to submit something this weekend for next week's children's writing group.
Yeah.
I belong to an organization called the Society of Children's Book Writers and Illustrators. I think some people call it SCIBWI.
Yeah.
And I have a wonderful critique group.
Yeah.
And
Writers groups are great. I mean, a lot of our the guests who are authors, we just had one on from Litchfield, Connecticut. They every year put together an annual little book with all the different writers contributing something, whether it's poetry or whatever.
you know, I feel terrible. We just published an anthology. I have 2 stories in an anthology for my mystery writing group, and if I don't say something, someone's going to kill me.
Go for it.
It's called A Plot for Any Occasion, and it's put out by Pottersfield Press, and it is in New Hampshire, and it's an anthology of 11 stories. Originally, it was going to be called A Calendar of Crime, and there were 12 holidays.
Right.
Unfortunately, one had to drop out for illness, but it's about every story centers around a holiday,
Yeah.
but not necessarily traditional holidays.
Yeah.
For example, my 2, one is about Black Friday.
Yeah.
It's a mystery. It takes place on Black Friday, and the other one takes place on International Mahjong Day, which is August 1st.
I've always wanted to learn Mahjong. Is it hard?
No, it's not hard. You just have to pay attention, and I'm more of a talker.
So you took it upon yourself to say, let's put a book together.
Oh, well, the group did, yeah.
The group did?
Oops. Yeah.
That is awesome.
It was...
Everyone's included. How many in the group?
There are 6 of us, and one other person contributed to the anthology.
Wow. You belong to 2 groups, though, right?
Right.
How many in the other group?
You're asking me. I think there are 5 of us. There
That's
were
good.
6, now there are 5.
That's good. Everybody seems to have a different style, and I love that. I know I visited one time. We did a show with one time, but then I visited just out of my own curiosity. And the one that I kind of liked their thing, because they would go around and people would have a chance to describe what they were into, not just one person here or there and takes up the whole hour or so. We made it a point to make sure everybody got a little something in, and this is what I'm doing, and this is my book. I like that.
This was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We all critique each other's groups, each other's stories,
Yeah.
and then the editors made sure that everything was right, and then they'd come back and say, you might have missed this.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's the final line editing, the proofreading, all that.
Yeah.
But it's a process, but it was a great learning experience, having written only nonfiction
Yeah.
my entire life.
Right.
Just a few years ago, I said, why not try fiction? They tell you to keep your brain sharp, you need to do puzzles, you need to learn a musical instrument, learn a foreign language. I thought, why not learn to write fiction?
Oh, yeah. Do you have children, grandchildren, or any?
I have 6 grandchildren.
You have 6 grandchildren. How old are they?
They range from 2.5 to 10.5.
Well, that's about, see, mine are 8, 10, and the other one isn't my biological grandchildren, but I adopt her as mine, and she's like basically still brand new. She won't be a year old till later this month. I love her. The grandkids are great. All right, so now we've been talking with Carolinda Goodman, and Once in a Full Moon. Carolinda, how can they get your book again?
Again, they could go to their local bookstore. They can get it online at Amazon or Barnes & Noble, or any other place that's online. Or they can go to my website, carolgoodmankaufman.com, and get an autographed copy inscribed to the person of your choice, and it comes with free shipping.
And also, don't forget to go to the Upton Town Library.
Oh, yes, in the
They have a
library.
dedicated local author section, and you can borrow a book there. That's another great way to get the word out. It is. People go to libraries. I mean, I go just for the peace and find different new books, of course, but I see a lot of children's in the children's room. We have a children's room right downstairs.
It's the best place in the world, the children's room.
Oh, yeah. Did you get to, before COVID, wait a minute, now when was this published?
Last December.
Last December. Okay, so have you read to any children's groups since then?
Only on Zoom. At this point,
Yeah.
people still aren't bringing in. My local branch library, the Francis Perkins branch in Greendale,
Yeah.
in Worcester, is my local library. I adore that place.
Oh, yeah. It's fun. Each library, somebody said to me, why do you go to all these different ones when you have one? Because they all have a different ambiance.
Yes.
There's something different about each one. The way they display things or whatever.
Just a very cozy place, and the service is fantastic. The people, the staff are fabulous.
Yeah.
In fact, my husband used to commute to Rhode Island,
Yeah.
and the librarian Dave, who has since retired, would go down into the bowels of the library and bring back stacks of audiobooks for
Oh,
him.
that is awesome.
And recommend things. He would recommend videos for us to watch.
Yeah. I don't know what the thing. I'm into real touch it, read it, smell it, a real new book. But I have a friend. She's got that doggone tablet, and she's just soup. That's not fun to me.
But I like the smell
Yeah.
and the feel of a book.
Yeah.
However, I do like a good audiobook when I'm traveling.
You do.
The only problem is with Harry Potter, my husband and I both listened to all 7 volumes. The reader won Grammy Awards. He was fantastic, Jim Deal.
Right.
But it was so good that I'd be having supper on the table. He'd be sitting in the garage still listening. Had to finish the chapter, and I'd do exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
One time I was driving back from Northeastern, listening to a chapter, and I was halfway to New Hampshire before I realized, oh my goodness, I have gone way too far. I just totally overshot my exit because I was so fascinated by the book.
I don't know if I want to listen to it.
It's
I'd rather
fabulous.
read it.
It's fabulous.
I don't know.
I tried reading it. I couldn't.
You could. I tried reading Harry Potter. I can't get into it. It's just something that didn't really interest me that much.
Her world building is fabulous, absolutely
Yeah.
fabulous.
So when you got out of high school, what college did you go to?
I went to an experimental college.
You went to
called
what?
I went to an experimental college called Kirkland.
Kirkland.
We did not have, it's part of Hamilton College, and it was a sister to Hamilton College in upstate New York, and we had no grades. It was all evaluations.
Wow.
So when it came time to, which was great,
Yeah.
because you knew where you had done well, you knew what you needed to improve.
Sure.
It gave you really good behavioral information.
Yeah.
The problem was trying to get into graduate school. So many schools wouldn't look at anything other than grades.
Was Kirkland a 4-year?
Oh yeah.
Was it pass-fail?
No, it was
Just nothing.
it was evaluations. I mean, and obviously if you didn't do a good job,
Yeah.
you would fail. But everybody there was very motivated.
I never even heard of it. Is it still there? Sounds great.
It's all part of Hamilton now.
part of Amherst.
Hamilton.
Hamilton. And Hamilton's in Massachusetts?
No, it's in upstate New York.
Upstate New York. That's pretty cool. Well, we're going to have to close, but one more time, how can they reach you, Carolinda?
To reach me, go to my website, carolgoodmankaufman.com, and you can order a book that will be autographed to the person of your choice with free shipping.
There you go. You can't get much better than that, right? And you're going to be at the Berkshire Museum.
The Berkshire Museum,
in
January
Pittsfield
8th.
On January 8th. What time?
2 in the afternoon, I think.
2 in the afternoon. Good. Bring the kids. Definitely bring the children. Once in a full moon. I can't wait to read your murder mystery coming up, too. That's going to be really good.
I hope so.
Thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much for inviting me. This has
You're
been a lot
welcome.
of fun.
See you next time.
Riding on a shooting star, heading out toward a dream. Tomorrow's even closer than it seems.